Oh, hi, Grace and Tyler. Well, every day I can feel the excitement rising more and more. Well, imagine just 75 more days until we finally get to go on our family vacation together. Now, do you know that 225 days have already passed since we started doing these vacation countdowns together? Well, it's a mystery to me as to how something sometimes seems so far away, then suddenly it's so close. And speaking of mysteries, the other day I was watching a Sherlock Holmes movie on TV, and, suddenly a funny thought came to my head. You see, if you don't know him, Sherlock Holmes was a great detective, and his job was to solve mysteries. Well, as I was watching the show, I found myself imagining a special mystery that the three of us had to solve when we got to Disney together. Now, the first thing I'm going to point out is that because this is a story in my imagination, we were able to travel from the Disney Magic Kingdom to the Animal Kingdom to Hollywood Disney, well, in just seconds. Well, of course, we know that each of these parks are really huge, and it would actually take hours and hours for us to travel around just one of them. But that's the fun of imagination, and also the magic of Disney. So, here's my story about the mystery of the disappearing family. After counting down for more than 300 days, the big trip to Disney World had finally arrived. Grace, Tyler, and Uncle Dan were so excited about finally getting to go and see Mickey, Goofy, Minnie, and all the rest of the gang. But as they all got ready to leave for their first day adventure, the family had a bit of a problem. "Oh, I can't wait to go and see the safari ride," said Nana. "Oh no, we want to go on to Space Mountain," said Cody. "Are you kidding?" said Papa. "I want to go on the Kali River Rapids again. Why, remember how wet we got the last time? That was so funny. Maybe Shar could buy another pair of shorts." In case you kids don't know, that's a joke that all the adults know about. "No," said Aunt Connie. "I like the shows, like The Lion King. Or if I have to do a ride, I'll go on the Tower of Terror." "Ew," said Cousin Shar. "I'm more into the loud and exciting shows, like the Lights, Camera, Action show with all the racing cars." Said Mom. "I was thinking of the quieter rides with lots of animatronics, like the Pirates of the Caribbean." And of course, they all said together, "We'll have to go to the Haunted Mansion for Uncle Dan." "Twice?" asked Uncle Dan sheepishly. Now, this is where the problem began. You see, each ride that the family members wanted to do was in a different part of different parks. So Nana said, "Well, why don't each of us go and do our favorite ride, then meet back at the Cinderella Castle so we can do all the rest of the parks together?" And so it was agreed, and everyone headed off to their favorite ride. How Grace and Tyler went with Uncle Dan to the Haunted Mansion together for his first time on that ride. Well, it was great fun, and soon they found themselves standing in front of the Cinderella Castle, waiting for the rest of the family. But after a time, when the family hadn't started to show up yet, they began to get a little worried. "I wonder if they had to wait in long lines?" asked Grace. Uncle Dan looked at the wait time app on his phone. No, their wait times were shorter than ours was. We better go look for them," said Tyler. So first they went to the safari ride to see if they could find Nana, and they looked and looked, but couldn't see her anywhere. "Maybe she's over at the Kali River with Papa," said Grace. So they headed over there. But try as they might, they didn't see Nana or Papa. So they kept searching. They went to the Lights Camera Action to see if Shar was there. They went to the Lion King and Tower of Terror looking for Aunt Connie. They went to Space Mountain, but no Cody. And finally to the Pirates of the Caribbean, but no Mom. Well, where could they all possibly be, they wondered. Then suddenly Uncle Dan had a thought about what might have happened. "You see," he explained to Grace and Tyler, "when adults come to Disney World, their inner child comes out of them. Well, particularly if they have kids of their own. People often say that they see Disney through the eyes of their children. But I think in this case, something more happened. They, in a way, are out there experiencing fun as their children." So back they went to each ride. This time at the safari ride, instead of looking for Nana, Uncle Dan was looking for something different. He spotted a little girl who looked just like Grace and Tyler's mommy when she was little like they are. He called out to her, "Heather!" And Grace and Tyler smiled as suddenly it was Nana walking over to them. "Wow," said Nana, "it was so strange. I was having so much fun, it suddenly felt like I was changing. Well, almost as if I was a kid again." "I think you were a kid," said Tyler. "Well, you look just like Mummy when she was little." Well, at least that's what Uncle Dan said. So, this mystery solved, they went back to each attraction, this time looking for little kids, not adults. They found Papa, who had changed to look like Uncle Trent when he was little. Cousin Shar, who had changed to look like her little boy Michael. Dad, who of course looked like Tyler. And Mom, who of course looked like Grace. Cody, not having children of his own yet, just looked like himself when he was little. And Aunt Connie was harder to find. They thought they spotted her at the Lion King, where she looked like Kirk, but they found her at the Tower of Terror, where she had just changed to look like young Mason. So finally, the whole family was back together, and they started to walk around the parks enjoying all the sights. "You know what's strange?" said Grace. "What?" asked Uncle Dan. "Well," said Grace, "how come all the other adults changed, but not you? And how come kids don't change?" "Well," said Uncle Dan, "you see, I'm already just a big kid inside. So I just stay the way I am when I first get here, just like you." "What do you mean when you first get here?" asked Tyler. "Well, you'll see," said Uncle Dan. And sure enough, as each of them began to have more and more fun, something strange happened. First to Grace, then to Tyler, and finally, on the second time through the Haunted Mansion, Uncle Dan, a big goof at heart, also changed. So after a long day, all headed back to the resort, looking forward to the next day at Disney. So, Grace and Tyler, that was my magical mystery story. But one thing I know that is no mystery: in just 75 more days, we will be at Disney, seeing and doing all the great things and all the fun it has to offer. So until then, I want you to promise me you will be good. You'll do all that Mommy and Daddy tell you to. And I'll see you there. Bye for now.